Good morning. We started speaking in Simon Nun Bet and Halacha Aleph regards in skipping if you come late to shul, in saying Baruch Shamar Asher and then Yishtabach. Today the Mishnah Berurah wants to deal with a question. What happens if a person, he comes one time late? Do we say let him be Zoich, let him have the Zuchut, the merit to be able to daven one time with the congregation, the Shemon Esrei together? Or do we tell him that he should daven with the whole tefillah from the beginning till the end? You guys understand the question? One time he came that he was going to be able to catch with the congregation down Shemon Esrei, but that's how. That's only if he's going to do Baruch Shamar, Tehillah LeDavid and Yishtabach, and only that way he's going to be able to catch with them. Versus to daven the whole thing from the beginning and say Shemon Esrei by himself. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Afilu misheinu ragil litpalal im hatzibur b'timidut, even if you have a person who's not accustomed to daven with the congregation constantly, sheinu mashtim kol kach rabotai, whatever the reason might be, he doesn't wake up so early, he doesn't get an opportunity to be able to do it with them. Mikol makom, nevertheless, im era lo eze pa'am, but if it happened, rabotai, one time or sometime, sheba lebeit HaKnesset, that he came to the synagogue, umatal hatzibur b'sof Pesukei de Zimra, and he finds the congregation towards the end of Pesukei de Zimra. What are we going to tell him, Rabotai? Should he daven the whole davening from the beginning to the end? Or should he do like the Shulchan Aruch says, should he skip out? Says the Mishnah Berurah, Yaseh ki Moshe katav b'Shulchan Aruch. Do like the Shulchan Aruch says. Say Baruch Shamar, Ashrei, the third Halaluka, the fifth Halaluka, and Yishtabach. Why? Because we want you to be able to say Shemon Esrei with the congregation. It's a very big thing. He explains why. He says that Al Kol Panim yesh lo zuchut bepam zeh litpalal im hatzibur. He says at the very least, let him have the zuchut to be able to daven one time with the congregation. This time that he was able to come early, that he was able to come and daven one time early with the shul. He continues. He says, look into the Sha'ar Teshuvah, Rabotai. I'm not going to go through the whole Sha'ar Teshuvah in Ot Aleph. He speaks about over there. What happens if a person is going to start using this, right? Baruch Shamar, Ashrei, the third halukah, the fifth halukah, and Yishtabach. What's going to end up happening? What happens usually when people start using this whole halakha? Doesn't only become Baruch Shamar, Ashrei, the third, the fifth, the Yishtabach. Then it becomes Baruch Shamar, Ashrei, Yishtabach. Eventually it becomes Aram, no Baruch Shamar, no Yishtabach, no Ashrei. People start jumping immediately into Baruch Hu. They start down. Okay, big deal. Rabotai, there's a sefer over there. It says Sefer Yosef Ometz. He says if you know of a person by doing this, he's becoming accustomed himself now to completely skip out on Baruch Shamar and Yishtabach and the Pesukei de Zimra. Over there we're going to tell him, even if you come late, it is better that you do everything from the beginning to the end, because we don't want people to skip out on the blessings of Baruch Shamar and Yishtabach. That he continues and he says over here, V'ayim b'Sha'ar Teshuvah. He says, look into the Sha'ar Teshuvah which I just spoke about. The Davka im yuchal lomar al kol panim Baruch Shamar ve'Asher v'Yishtabach. When are we going to tell you that this one time you should have zechut to be able to daven with the congregation? That as long as you're going to be able to go ahead and say Baruch Shamar at the very least, Asher and Yishtabach. If not, Rabotai, this one time will tell you to daven from the beginning. Why? Because it's also important to be able to say Pesukei de Zimra. So Rabotai, halakha l'maseh, if a person, whatever reason, Rabotai, this one time he was able to come early to shul and any other time he misses it, if he's able to say Baruch Shamar, Asher, Yishtabach, and then daven with the congregation, meaning he's going to be able to say Shemon Esrei together, we're going to tell him to do it one time. But if you know, Rabotai, that eventually you're going to come to skip out on the whole Pesukei de Zimra, on the berachot of Baruch Shamar and Yishtabach, over there we're going to tell you, don't do it, start just davening from the beginning in order to accustom yourself to be able to daven the right way. Rabotai, today we're going to speak about in the Sefer Ein Lamo Michshol, in regards to how does one lose his Kedusha? Every person, Rabotai, Baruch Hashem, comes to shul, they daven, they learn, but somehow, Rabotai, it doesn't change us. How's it possible? You make money, Rabotai, and the money somehow goes in, comes out. It doesn't stay by you. He brings on he says, "Hefsedosh lo mi she'enu shomer ala Kedusha." The loss, Rabotai, that a person is going to have to take, or the loss that a person is going to have to suffer if you do not guard your Kedusha. Where does the Kedusha start? It starts with the eyes. So we think, Rabotai, we come, we daven, we learn, and so on and so forth. But then we go to places and we look at things, even whatever, Rabotai, comes across you, doesn't come across you. But if we're not careful with our Kedusha, Rabotai, you should know you're taking a great hit. And then you wonder, Rabbi, why I don't have cheshik to learn Torah. No, you have cheshik. You have a desire to learn. But Rabotai, that desire right now is being used up for other things. You know, a parent called up, he said, the rabbi, his son has an iPhone. Whatever, his son has an iPhone. He said, my son, before the iPhone, was learning Torah, was coming to shul on time, was praying. Right now, everything little by little, everything is everything's going away. He doesn't want to learn Gemara, Rabotai. He doesn't want to learn Torah. Rabotai came out, he's already a teenager, he came out to such an extent where the parent is saying that the child doesn't even want to put on tefillin. Forget about David, he doesn't want to even go to shul. Doesn't even put it. Okay, Rabotai, he doesn't feel it. So what do you think I told the parents to do? What do you think I told the parents to do? Huh? Get rid of the phone. Rabotai, do you know that that's the number one obstacle in anybody's life is the phone? You get rid of the phone, you have a better life, guaranteed. I don't care what people tell me. They do the business you do in the bathroom, not in front of your children. You get rid of the phone, you're going to be able to spend more time with your wife. You're not going to have no more shalom bayit problems. You get rid of the phone, you're going to be able to spend more time with your children. You get rid of the phone, you know what to do, you're going to start learning Torah, Rabotai, which is the most important thing to do. The phone, Rabotai, their job is to, how do you say, their job is to, Rabotai, to destroy us. Rav Victor Miller used to say, Zatal, that a person, no, not Rabbi Victor Miller, I'm sorry, Rabbi Pinchas Scheinberg from Eretz Yisrael, he used to say that a person who wastes time just to scroll through, Rabotai, that is spiritual suicide. You are killing yourself from being able to earn eternity. Can you imagine? Hashem says here, learn my Torah, do mitzvot, spend time with your family, enjoy your family. What are you, no, you want to be on the phone. You want to be, Rabotai, it's a sickness. And somehow they do these podcasts where they want to show that we're all about together. But when they're together, everybody's on their phone. Okay, Rabotai. Listen what he says. Rabotai, he brings a story from who? He says he brings a story over here on Yeshua HaNosri. You guys know who Yeshua is? Yeah? JC? Yeah, Jesus? Yeah, I don't want to say it in the shul, but I want people to know. Rabotai, do you know who he was? He was not me and you. Rabotai, he was higher than me and you. He was almost like a Tana. You have any idea? He look. Listen what he says. שבתחילה היה תלמידו של אחד התנאים הקדושים ששמו רבי יהושע בן פרחיה. Yeshua Rabotai, JC was a student of one of the holy Tanaim, whose name was Rabbi Yehoshua ben Parchia. Tell me, any of you guys know Tanaim today? Huh? Nobody. And we think, Rabotai, that we're gonna see right now why he fell. But we think that, it's okay with us. No, Rabotai, it's not okay. He says, Rabotai, v'hine be'echad ha'yamim halach harav ima talmido. One of these days, the rabbi, Rabbi Yehoshua ben Parchia, went with his student, this Yeshu, and they were hosted in a certain inn, Ubalat ha'aksania, and the hostess, she took care of them, Rabotai, with a good eye. Everything, whatever they needed. But here we go, Rabotai. Rabbi Yehoshua started praising her good deeds, saying, wow, look at this nice lady, blah, 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 look how beautiful her actions are. And he said, Rabotai, kama na'aksani zo. So he said, how beautiful is this hostess, this woman who's taking care of us. Rabotai, listen to this. חשב ישו שרבו משבח את מראה ואת יופייה של בעלת האכסניה. Yeshu thought that Rabbi Yehoshua ben Parchia what was he praising? What was he speaking about? Her beauty, her appearance. And he said to the rabbi, he says, one second, but her eyes are round. Listen to this. What did he do? He looked at her. What did he do? He saw that her eyes were round. What, I don't get, what did he do? How many of you guys look at women? What is this? Amalo Rabo Rasha. That's the finish. The rabbi told him you're in Russia. Why is he in Russia? For looking at a woman? Yes, what are you looking at a woman for? He says, Atam Mistakal Be'eshit Ish, you look at a married woman. Who gave you permission to look at another woman? Chutzpan. Miyat Taka B'shofarot V'Ichriz Yeshu B'nidu. Immediately, Rabotai, they would blow the shofar, and then he announced that Yeshu was in excommunication. You can daven with him, you can... Imagine, Rabotai, if this is what you do today, what's going to be? Kol Yom Hayabaz Etzlo Yeshu Kadesh Yatir Lo Et Nidov. Rabota, every single day Yeshu would come to the rabbi in order that he should undo the nidui. He should undo the excommunication. The rabbi did not want to accept him. Why should he accept him? He didn't want to accept him. He wanted to see. Right? In a few days, the rabbi thought in his mind, no, I'm going to accept him. Listen to this. His mazal was not as good, not as lucky day, Rabotai. He came exactly at the moment when Rabbi Yeshua ben Parcha was reading Kriya Shema. So imagine Rabotai, he's standing by the door. He was about to walk in. So if you were saying Shema, what are you going to do? He says, what did he do? He told him, wait. Like just wait. Rabotai, listen to this. Since Yeshu did not understand the hint, he thought in his mind, imagine Rabotai, just from this distance, somebody comes and say like this. I'm telling you, wait. He thought, go. And Rabotai, that's what he thought. Ma'asa Rabotai, what did he do? What did Yeshu do? Halach ve'avod avodah zara v'hichti et arabim. He went, he did avodah zara, and he started making the masses sin. Afterwards, Rabbi Yeshua ben Parcha said to Yeshu, come back. Amar lo Yeshu. Yeshu said to him, no. Kvar kibalti mimcha shekol hamachti et arabim en maspekim biyad lo teshuva. He says, I already accepted from you. We don't. The Gemara says in Masechet Sotah, Daf Mem Zayin Amud Aleph, anybody who makes the other people sin, the Hashem doesn't give them the opportunity to be able to do teshuva. Says Rabotai, the Sefer Ein Olam HaMikshah, he says, listen, what do we speak about? In front of us stands a student from one of the great Tanaim. Rabotai, his spiritual level cannot be grasped. Because Rabotai, he was lacking in the guarding of the eyes. He thought he could look wherever he wants. He came to the low level of doing avodah zara, and he made the masses sin. And his name was erased from this world. And his punishment is going to be great in Olam Haba. Rabotai, why is all this? Why did all this happen? All because he decided just to look at the woman and say, oh, Rabbi, her eyes are... Why you look at a married woman? Rabotai, he says over here, he continues in Masechet Gitin Daf Nun Zayin, he says, what is his punishment right now, Rabotai? Who knows what's the punishment of Yeshu in the next world? Says the Gemara over here, they asked him. They did this, it's called Sinas. It's a Be'ov, they asked like the dead people, they woke him up. It's like consulting the dead. And they asked him, what's your judgment in heaven? He told them, they're judging him constantly in hot excrement. Number 2 of a person, excrement. That's what they judge him every single day. It's Masechet Gitin on page 57. Rabotai, look how scary this is, Rabotai. What does it mean that a person, you can be on such a high level, and because you look at another forbidden woman that you're not allowed to look at, Chas Shalom, Rabotai, look how much Kedusha is going to destroy. Now these are, Rabotai, I'm speaking about over here, people that were in the Gemara, Rabotai. People that were the students of Rabbi Yeshua ben Parcha. Rabotai, we're not on that level. We're not nowhere closer to that level. So what do we think? We think, it's Yeshu, big deal, it's Yeshu. No, Rabotai, it's not Yeshu. Rabotai, if it happened to him, it could happen to anybody. Don't think, Rabotai, that you are immune to the woman. They're very dangerous, Rabotai. The more you look at them, Rabotai, the more Kedusha you lose. The less, Rabotai, you look at them, the more Kedusha you're going to be able to gain. That's what, Rabotai, if there's no Shmirat Einaim, there's no Kedusha Taguf. But if there's Shmirat Einaim, then you're going to be able to come holy. The more holier you become, the more you want to be able to connect yourself to the source, which is Hashem, which is this Torah. But Rabotai, if all day you are on these phones, and who knows what you're watching over there, Rabotai, forget about it in the streets, on the phone themselves, and then you wonder why your children don't want to learn Torah, Rabotai. Your children want to learn Torah, your husbands want to learn Torah. The problem is, Rabotai, we help our children not to want to learn Torah. Try it one time, Rabotai, you will be surprised, especially if you're small children. I know with older children it's harder to do, but still you have to be able to do it, Rabotai. If this was a heart surgery, you're not going to ask them, you're going to go, you're going to take away the phone. Rabotai, try it, Rabotai. You will see how the children, they might hate you at the beginning of the day, the 1 week, doesn't matter. Rabotai, you will see complete change in your children, in your husband, in yourself. Try to disconnect, Rabotai, from this filth. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen. Amen. Rabbi Chaim Igal, Baruch Hu. Lezakot Israel v'chikir balahim Torah Adonai.